There are some, actually very few, uh, uh, issues that conservatives and Republicans will always slaver over and will make much of. And one of those is immigration, or as they like to call it, border security. And it's worth asking, why is that? Why is immigration so very, very central to Republicans? There are many, many issues that our country is facing, and it's very, very interesting that this is the one that they choose to focus a huge amount of their talking time and a huge amount of their attention. And some of the reasons given are disingenuous in the extreme. They're just lies, such as, oh, these nasty immigrants, they take up all of our nation's resources and don't contribute a thing. That's stupid. People who come, who are undocumented in our country, work like dogs and do not file taxes to get a tax refund on anything, and do not sign up for government benefits because they don't want to have any contact with any governmental authority and to be found that they are an undocumented immigrant here in the United States. They are by far a net positive to our country. They take the jobs that we don't want. You want your strawberries picked? Good luck without people from south of the borders. Do you want your crops of any sort that are manual to be picked? Then you're going to have people, undocumented people. Do you want your meat butchered and cut up? Well, then that's a filthy, dirty, dangerous, well, it's a filthy and dangerous job, and you're going to have immigrants doing that. So they are a net benefit by a long shot for us, and yet Republicans will repeatedly say that they don't pay taxes, which they do tremendously. All of their income is they have withholding on it, and then at the end of the year they don't file taxes to get back the overages that they've paid in federal or state taxes. The other is that immigrants, they're all a bunch of rapists and murderers. They're sending them over the border to steal our houses and ride our lawnmowers. This, of course, also statistically is absolutely untrue. People who are undocumented here work very hard to stay out and off of law enforcement's radar. They commit crimes at far less the amount as native-born sons and daughters, mainly sons. They are going to work very hard to stay off of law enforcement's radar, and they do that exceptionally well. And one way is to commit far fewer crimes. Now, anecdotes, what is it? What does they say? Anecdotal evidence is simply evidence of an anecdote. You can always find stories of some undocumented worker who's done some crime, usually against another undocumented worker. But by and large, statistically, they do that far less. So once again, it's not an issue of whether an issue is really a problem or not that makes it advantageous for conservatives and Republican leadership especially to really hone in on a particular issue. We could fix immigration. It just takes having more immigration judges and having sensible immigration policy at the border. Republicans need to keep immigration policy totally screwed up so that they can run around and say, it's totally screwed up. We need to get rid of these nasty people. instead of saying it's totally screwed up. Let's fix our immigration policy. But that's overarching with Republicans. They'll make a problem and they'll say, look at this terrible problem. Our solution is to make it worse. To show that, what is it? Republicans say government doesn't work. And then they get elected so they can prove government doesn't work. We can, without much difficulty, take care of our immigration problem, but that would be totally against the interests of conservatives and Republicans. So why is it that this is the issue that they want to focus in on? Well, it's very, very simple, and it's something that plays for conservatives all day long. It is racist bigotry. Oh my, does that play in Peoria? You couch it in other terms, but it's always focused on racist bigotry against those who are others. It used to be Irish people, like my ancestors were, only 4 or 5 generations ago, coming to the United States. Bunch of nasty, mystic, Catholic Irish people coming over and, as always, stealing the jobs from us hard-working Germans. So it's always the reason, the only reason that Republicans focus in on immigration is because racist bigotry will always sell across the country. You can play that harp absolutely beautifully.